Take a look outside Park Point this morning. We've got clean offshore winds that are making for a very calm lake with absolutely no waves. And notice that there's a little bit of a thunderstorm cloud in the background. Oh, what's that? Yeah, there are a couple thunderstorms out there across the Iron Range, but most of us are dry right now and comfortable. So temperatures across the area are into the mid 40s here down to the south with the clear skies, but we've got 60s up north, and that's because we've got some rain showers here that will be possibly lingering into the afternoon hours. And so we'll be reaching into the mid to upper 70s for most areas, with some areas potentially getting to near 80 here today, especially in our western areas. But here are those thunderstorms I was talking about. Off the cam, you're looking straight off from the lake here towards Grand Marais, and those are those thunderstorms that you're starting to see here across portions of the Arrowhead. And so we have two clusters here. We've got one that's near Grand Marais and Grand Portage that's producing some lightning, and then we've got a couple showers here just south of the Iron Range towards White and Colvin, and those aren't really producing much lightning, but they are slow moving. These are not really moving all that much, and so especially down the 61 corridor between Grand Marais and Grand Portage is where you are seeing a little bit of that heavier rainfall and some ponding on some roads. Over towards the Iron Range near Hoyt Lakes in Virginia, this is where we're seeing some spotty showers, but I could expect those showers to potentially increase in coverage, especially along this region here as we head throughout the later part of the afternoon once we get the sun to come out. That's going to provide a little bit of fuel here heading into the afternoon hours for some of those scattered showers and perhaps some storms. No severe weather though, so most of the region's likely to be dry. Temperatures going to be into the upper 70s with perhaps a few spots reaching the 80s once again towards International Falls. But generally, we're going to be seeing a huge pattern change coming up into Tuesday and Wednesday. Low pressure is going to be coming in from Canada, and it's weak right now, but it's going to strengthen as it begins to move in close to the Great Lakes region. Cold front's also going to strengthen, and that's really going to wrap around this cold air that's coming way up from Canada near the Arctic Circle right now. So that's going to come in, give us some cooler weather heading into Tuesday night, but Wednesday is going to be cold for some areas, and I think some areas might not even break the 40s here heading into Wednesday and Thursday with a really thick cloud deck. And I think Wednesday night is going to be that time where potentially we could see some wet snowflakes into the overnight hours in our Arrowhead. It's also going to be windy here heading into Wednesday evening. We're talking about wind speeds up to about 15-20 miles per hour with gusts likely up to 30 in some areas. Lakes also going to be very gusty here heading into Wednesday. So to time it all out here, this afternoon into the morning hours, we could see some lingering showers here across the Arrowhead and even into the evening hours. This is when we could see our first round of showers and thunderstorms out to the west into the late overnight before it comes into the immediate region here by tomorrow morning. There's going to be a second round of thunderstorms here heading into the evening hours, with the first round being in the UP and across Wisconsin. Here's that second chance of rain here heading into Tuesday night around 9 o'clock, and then after that we should see some clearing skies here heading into Wednesday. Out behind that, we're looking at some showers here, and we could be seeing here some wet snowflakes here mixing in across portions of the Arrowhead heading into Wednesday night as that cold front continues to move through. So here's that 7-day forecast. We're looking at 70s here for Monday and Tuesday, with Wednesday being windy and 50s for highs. And then we see that fall continuing throughout the rest of the week into next weekend.